Hi, I'm Margaret Ann, and I am here tonight to share with you a little bit of information about working with oracle cards to help you with realizations for self-knowledge, for self-awareness, to get a little clearer on this, that, and the other in your life. So, as we get started, of course, I'm going to be talking about the 6 decks that I've created, but I am going to talk about other people's decks and how to work with them. So I'm going to start with my deck, one of my decks, which is the Crystal Intentions Oracle. And here is just a picture of one of the cards that I pulled for tonight's workshop, which is Rhoda Knight. Now, Rhoda Knight is one of my stones, my favorite stones, I should say, for helping with grief and for sadness and for heartache. We have different reasons why we might have grief, sadness, or heartache. Sometimes because somebody has passed away, or our animal, maybe our beloved pet or family member pet has passed. But sometimes it's also because a way of life has passed. And that's a lot of what's people are experiencing right now is because, and that's some of the frustration and the sadness and the grief. There's many people right now that are grieving deeply because they've lost their beloved, maybe some whole families to the global pandemic, and even to disasters. There's unfortunately so many disasters. So rhodonite, when you pull the rhodonite card from the deck, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to grieve per se, but it may be an alert to take a look at yourself. Are you sad or upset or agitated because of something that was once in your life and is no longer available? And it creates this empty spot, this place in your life that's no longer filled with a particular person, place, or situation. I remember back when I was a mortgage banker, and then I wasn't, and then I opened the Crystal Garden. But in between being a mortgage banker and opening the Crystal Garden, I was devastated and very sad. So this card for me would be at that time would these are the intentions from this particular deck. One side has the intentions. Release heartache, grief, and sorrows of past relationships. We have a relationship with everything in life, so it doesn't have to just be a person. Encourage lightheartedness and joy. Restore the balance of confidence and emotions. And then the affirmation is on the side with the rhodonite showing here. My mental and emotional bodies are balanced. I attract nurturing people. Mm, that's always wonderful to have nurturing people around us. So if you pulled more cards and you're like, okay, well, maybe there's more. So then you shuffle the deck some more and you pick another card. You don't have to stop at just one card and pull another card and see what the message is. So I pulled some more cards. So here, these cards have to do with mostly with wealth and abundance and having strength to do all that you need to do in life. So green tourmaline and chalcopyrite. And so if we look at the key phrases, any words on the cards, you don't have to, you can take just a key phrase off of a card and it could be a message or have some meaning. And one of the reasons I've placed these cards next to, you'll see throughout this presentation, I have it either next to a keyboard or next to a pad of paper, because I highly recommend that you let yourself take some notes or write some thoughts down, because maybe you pull this out and you say, believe in unlimited wealth and success for all. You're like, my financial success has been changed since the changes of that's gone on since the global pandemic, and it's still in effect, the global pandemic. So, how can I change it so that my wealth, that I can believe in unlimited wealth, that I can feel comfortable to believe that that's possible even? So, one of the key phrases on here for the intention is to realize the infinite supply available. So there is infinite supply, there's plenty for everyone, and we just have to work in a way that is magnetizing, ethical, heart centered, business associates. Or if it's not maybe a business associate, maybe magnetize ethical, heart-centered experiences in regard to money and finances. So on the other card, it says support physical strength training, increase sunlight for a healthy body. So maybe you've been a little down in the dumps and maybe getting out in the sun, even if it's for like 5 minutes, and looking at the trees and taking a moment to watch the birds and, you know, get in nature. So it's better than not because a lot of us like get up, go to work, we're at a computer all day, we're inside buildings, and then go home and do what we have to do for ourselves and our families and are taking care of our, you know, personal life. And we may not spend much time in nature. So this is to do what it takes to stay healthy, physically strong, and uplifted so that you do have the stamina to make the money that you might need to or want to make. Now, here's a totally different deck, a totally different kind of deck. It's Mudras, and let's see what the subtitle is for Awakening the Five Elements. So you say, well, how can doing mudras bring me an oracular message? So let me talk about that. Or an oracle for me is used, an oracle deck is used to assist you in having conscious awareness of something that's going on, of becoming more self aware, have personal knowledge of yourself, and touching into your emotions, to your feelings, to what's thought forms you're holding on to or having in general, because we think all day long, and also our spiritual connection that we have with God, Goddess, Creator. Now, this particular deck, you could look at it and use the mudras, which is to learn how to do the different mudras. You like that? That's not a mudra. But you could look at the words that are here. So it says space, element, Akasha. So you think to yourself, do I know what that means? Well, in my world, Akasha is connecting with all that is, all that has ever been, and all the unlimited potential of what is available to us. And then the next card says manifest, and that's a Ganesha mudra. So Ganesha is the destroyer of obstacles and the bringer of blessings, and then manifest. That mean bring time to bring forth, to bring into reality your intentions, because we have control over our own life. Now, the way I took these pictures before I created this, potential comes up twice, and that does happen when you shuffle the deck and then shuffle it again, where a card will come out twice. So, and look at that, it's like just like total potential. So the energy of, if I pulled this, which I did, if I did this, I still have my mask right here. Um, I would say, what potential am I not recognizing? What am I not seeing in my unlimited potential that I have in my life? And so if maybe I'm not fulfilling everything that I could or am able to do, so that would alert me to look more into what other potential realities do I want to bring forth. Then we have flow and open heart and inner wisdom. So the flow and open heart is like to tell you go with the flow, and the more that you open your heart and open yourself to higher consciousness, you'll have more wisdom, and it's not knowledge but higher wisdom. So you can play with this. It comes with a little deck, just so you know. I do sell this at my store, and it is going to be on our show tonight. We are having our Facebook Shop the Crystal Garden from Home show, a shopping show, and so we'll be showing more of the deck during that. But this is to give you an example of pulling cards from a deck. So now this is just because it was too cute, the yoga dogs. And we have a yoga cats deck too. It's really adorable. But so you pull three cards here. Now, the one in the middle, it says, reach for the sky as you uncover the treasure within. Hmm. How does that apply to your life? I don't know. So you want to ask yourself that question. How does that apply? Maybe there's something going on that it's time to reach higher, to let yourself catapult forward and take a leap forward. Cosmo here on the left side says, see each new challenge as a path to growth and wisdom. Now, that is really helpful in life to see challenges as growth and to see that as an experience to become wiser. And that can maybe speak to you if you've had some kind of a challenge recently that it's like, oh my goodness, you got to be kidding me. But it's like a teaching. Somehow it is a teaching. And I feel like that's really important for each and every one of us to take time to observe what the teachings are, what the lessons are for us, and it helps us develop spiritually and also our personality to become a better person. And then let's see what this one says. His name is covered. Op, plant your feet and open your arms and embrace life. Pretty sure that's what it says, embrace life. So um, this is about, well, I don't know if you were all here for the beginning meditation, which is the guided meditation, but planting your feet and becoming conscious of your feet touching the ground. Wow, that is such a powerful daily spiritual practice of connecting with Mother Earth beneath one's feet. And that can open your heart and embrace life more fully that way. So here we have the Chakra Wisdom cards, and this is by my friend and colleague Tori Hartman. And I pulled two cards, and I got balance and miracle. So there may be more time when much more balance is necessary. And the photograph, sometimes you look, or the artwork, maybe the artwork will look and say, that looks like the symbol for Libra. So you might think of someone who's a Libra in your life. I'm a Libra. Or you notice that people with their arms crossed, they have like, mm. What is it? That could mean something. Is that you being that way? Or maybe you're encountering that in your life, and how can you bring more balance in your life? So this is contemplative. It's to take that. Now, this deck comes with a book, so you would look up to see what the balance card, what Tori had in mind when she made the balance card. And then the miracle card is opening your heart to open to what doesn't seem like something that could possibly happen, but it did, and it does all the time. Miracles happen all the time. So in this case, I pulled two gemstones, kind of arbitrarily, but also intentionally. And the first one is unakite, which is on the bottom left. And unakite is a really great stone for balancing, for balancing the emotions, calming the emotions, and helping to connect your heart with your emotions to calm and find peace. The green and pink energy is great that way. Now, the citrine, which is on the right side next to the miracle card, that is really helpful for gaining confidence and to gain clarity in life. If we can understand and have the understanding of a greater perspective, a bigger picture, then we're not maybe as, in that crossed-armed attitude, and instead we're more open to receive miracles in our life. Now, being the evolutionary aromatherapist that I am, I had to put my miracle water on this because maybe if you were doing a counseling session for someone other than yourself, or even for yourself, you might recommend, oh, well, you might want to start working with miracle water for, the next week or two or for a while to help you open to more connected with receiving blessings, because that particular blend, even though it has an aroma, it has a very floral aroma to it, it's more aligned with just holy waters and vibhuti from Sai Baba and Talus well water and just sacred site essences from all over that I personally collected, and some that customers have gifted me. So that's sometimes nice because when I was growing up, I had a mom that would put holy water on me on a regular basis to bless me, to keep me safe, to give me love, to have my good vibrations in my energy field. So now I'm paying it forward through, making these blends. All right, so angelic messenger cards. Now, the angelic messenger cards is one of my happiest, tried and true oracle decks, and it's been around for quite a while. One of my colleagues and friends who is now on the other side, Miss Marguerite Barringer, who is a wonderful, some people knew her. This was her favorite deck as well. And so you think, oh, this just has flowers on it. Well, I love flowers, but each one of these has a word on it so that you can put sentences together and paragraphs. It's like, well, right now you might be feeling vulnerable. I'm looking at the cards, vulnerability. You might be feeling vulnerable, and perhaps maybe this is a lesson in having more cooperation. Um, be aware that if synchronistic events are valuable and can really help you in your life, angels are very good at bringing, so-called coincidences into your life, maybe with being tender with yourself and others. Sometimes energy is so hard, so intense, mm, and instead move into more of tenderness and being more vulnerable, and that will help bring about good change, because that's the other card, is change. Now, this comes with a great information in the book. So you would open the book and read more about each card. And here's an experience. I opened the book and took a little photo, and so here's an expression, was the card number 19, and it says, present challenge, unleashing spiritual energy and overcoming limitation. So it would be great to go ahead and just read more about it. And then I think it's great to do some contemplative journaling, think about it and do some writing and see what comes up, because it helps to evolve our spirit and our consciousness. All right. So this is just a fun little deck, Angel Whispers. This is right off of our shelf. See how it says demo on the front of that cover? And so this is, you could pull one card, you could pull a dozen cards, you can pull one, however many are here. But let's see, life is what you make of it. Be brave and reach for the stars. So these are positive thoughts. The beauty you seek will resonate in nature. Your dream is a message from your loved one. So maybe you had a dream the other night or in the past week, and wow, that just feels like something really significant. And sometimes our loved ones on the other side bring us messages through our dreams. I know my both my parents have done that with me. Um, and these are just positive energy. Do not be afraid to follow your dreams. If it doesn't feel right, then the answer is no. So if you were pulling the cards and you were like, should I do this? Should I not do it? Let me shuffle. And then that card comes out. The answer is no. Don't do it. At least not now. Sometimes the answer is not now, right? What you think is what you create. Now, that is an understatement. My goodness. What we focus on and what we, keep our attention on, that's what creates our reality. So we all have to work on that. All of us, myself included, even though I know that to be true, it takes discipline, right? So this is what a card from one of my decks, the Animal Totems in the Gemstone Kingdom, when I had the realization that animal medicine and gemstones have matching vibrations. Wow, powerful. So elephant medicine, um, you can read the card and see it. It gives you the message right there on the card. So on the elephant side of the card is an affirmation or positive thoughts, but even in the affirmation is a message. I trust myself fully. I welcome loyalty from my friends, family, and colleagues. Well, you might ask yourself instead, do I trust myself fully? Do I welcome my energetic loyalty from friends, family, and colleagues? Or maybe I'm not feeling like they are being loyal. I am surrounded and supported by good people. Well, if lately you've been thinking that you're not, then what I recommend, and I experienced this probably in my early 30s, I had this realization that it's up to me to decide who's allowed in my sacred space, who's allowed to be around me, and only supportive, kind, compassionate, and very nice people are allowed to be, whether it's, in my home, in my personal relationships, or even in my business. That's how it's got to be: kind, nice, compassionate. So this is something that elephant medicine can help us, because elephant is very good at the nurturing vibration and creating family energy. So there's a lot more on this card, and you could read more about it in this on this card itself, but also when you if you decide you want the book that goes with it, there's a separate book called Animal. Um, Actually, the book is Animal Totems showing up right here. Animal Totems in the Gemstone Kingdom. This actually is from the deck Animal Allies in the Gemstone Kingdom. I just realized I put the wrong book cover. So here we have a totally different vibe. This one is from my Gemstone Guardians and Your Soul Purpose deck. Now, I pulled this because I'm a writer, like always writing. I'm working on a manuscript right now. Actually, I'm working on two manuscripts, and plus, I write articles a lot. So maybe you're not a writer. Maybe you're not an author. That's okay, but you are very blessed with the ability to write, whether you're going to work on your laptop, which you see on the upper left, or if you want to use pen and paper and write it in your journal, or even if you want to use your phone and make notes in your mobile device, whatever's the most comfortable for you. So you can just chill, make yourself a cup of coffee or a tea or a beverage and sit and pull a card from a deck to inspire you. So, if the writing card comes out of the deck, what I recommend is that perhaps it's time to sit down and write your feelings, what's going on for you, and perhaps there's some really great creative ideas that need to come through you or want to come through you that can help you on many levels. So that's how I would look at that. Now, of course, you could read everything here and also touch base with and connect with the gemstone, which is Angelite. And Angelite is a gemstone that's really good at the throat chakra, and which has to do with communication and expression, but also to connect with the angelic realm and ask your angels for help. That's like a whole nother workshop, let me tell you. So here we have more cards from that same deck, the Animal Gemstone Guardians and Your Soul Purpose. And this I pulled the Visionary card and the Judge card. So visionary, being a visionary, and I associate being a visionary with Moldavite out of this world. Moldavite came through to the planet on a meteorite. And so look, let's read this one. Have you noticed that you are able to see life from a higher perspective? It is time to embrace concepts that may seem far out at first. You have a brilliant mind and it craves stimulation. Take the time to explore beyond the outer limits of your own belief systems. Outer limits of your own belief systems. So, as we are socialized. We are born onto the planet through our parents into a family, and then we're socialized based on their belief systems. And then as we grow and grow up, some of those belief systems are still valid, and some of them maybe are not. And so it's our responsibility to move forward in our life to shift into higher consciousness. And that might mean leaving some belief systems or ways of being behind. And so with the Judge card, which is Amazonite or Amazonite, that has a lot to do with being in integrity, in honesty, and to be willing to listen and gather information to before you judge a situation. So this is just a couple of ideas if you pull these cards, and this is still on the same using the same deck. Oh, there's an angel in the coffee. All right, complementary health practitioner and stylist. So it's like selenite and pink calcite. So for me, right away, that means to me, without even looking at what I had written on the cards, is it's time for self-care. It's time to take care of myself. It's time for you to take care of yourself. The energy of selenite is about having strong bones and muscles, being in alignment, and it's is this a chiropractor? Oh, complementary health practitioner. So that is, you know, taking and working with the energy of beyond just uh, standard health care and going more toward complementary health care and self-care in general. And same thing with using pink calcite or working with the vibration of pink calcite. So this is a stylist card, which means to make yourself look good or to help another become look right, whether it's in their clothes or how they do their hair or how they did their makeup. So this is about embracing beauty, and even the affirmation on the stylist card is I embrace the beauty in all life. I have a creative eye, bringing appealing style to myself and others. Maybe you know someone who's a stylist. I know someone who's an amazing makeup artist, and that would maybe bring her to mind, and then I'd see what's the association. And so it's like everything is symbolic, so it's not just a straight reading the words off of the cards, which is good, but in the context doesn't have to actually match what's going on in your life. You might have something going on in your life that even just a phrase from a card can help you with having a realization. And so this one is from one of my other decks, the Masters, Mystics, Saints, and the Gemstone Guardians cards. And Labradorite is the card I pulled. Notice there's a piece of paper and a pencil there. And that's because I really want to encourage journaling and to do some writing about this. But also because Metatron slash Enoch was also a scribe, a heavenly scribe. Metatron was Enoch, and Enoch went to the heavenly realm, received a lot of direction and information from the Creator. He wrote it down, brought it back down to Earth, and became Metatron once he had his descent back to Earth. So this could be about bringing channeled messages, bringing messages from higher awareness and higher consciousness. Um, and even I have the affirmation, I have the ability to be a heavenly scribe. And I do have that intention when I write my books and create these decks, is to bring forth information that can assist you. And so are the other people who are creating these decks that help us in our life. So the green goldstone, this might have to do with having more luck in your life, feeling lucky, feeling blessed, feeling like things are going to go your way. And so I matched green goldstone with St. Patrick because he's associated with, the St. Patrick and the luck of the Irish, right? And also believing that you have all the luck that you need. I do believe I'm incredibly lucky. And the more that we believe a certain thing, the more it becomes a reality. Of course, I had to throw my good luck spray on this because, sometimes using the olfactory system, which goes through the limbic system of our brain to our brain, that brings a message to help to bring more good vibrations in our energy field, because my sprays are not just medical grade essential oils, but they are also filled with holy waters, gemstone essences, sacred site essences, Bach flower remedies. uh, I think that's everything. There might be one other item, but I make it's pretty good. It's good stuff, man. And here's Rhoda Knight again. Now Rhoda Knight came up twice. So let's say you pulled from one deck and then you pulled from another deck. Now, not all my decks repeat gemstones, but some do. And if the gemstone comes out twice, you really want to tap into what's this really about? Now, I associate Rhodonite with Mary Magdalene because Mary Magdalene dealing with the death of her beloved, Jesus the Christ, her husband. And so this would be a matter of connecting with, if you're in the healing process of grieving, you're in the grieving process, and understanding the sacred journey that the loved one is experiencing. Of course, I have a spray for that, Mary Magdalene. I'm going to move a little bit faster because our time is almost up here. So this is from the Archangels and Gemstone Guardians cards, Archangel Raphael. So Larimar is a gemstone that's really great for connecting with your telepathic abilities. We can pick up and hear, sense, feel, or know the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of other people. And Larimar is about that. And also, Archangel Raphael supports us in our intuitive nature. So this is, you can, of course, I have a spray for that too. So I decided to put that here for you. But this is to spend time potentially near water, because that is also very good at opening up our receptivity, and also being aware of your calm nature and finding the part of you that is calm so you can receive your intuitive insights. Now, this deck I think is adorable. It's very pretty. I love the artwork on this. This is the Whispers of Lord Ganesha. And so here, the cards that came out of this deck for this particular slide are belonging, inner knowing, revelation, and personal transformation. So just by not even going to the book, although there is a book, that's the book there on the left side, you can read more about each card. So that's cool. That if it's not a lot of information on the card, it's great if it comes with a booklet. So belonging, even just using the word belonging, it's like, how does that make you feel when you think of the word belonging? Do you feel like you belong? Inner knowing, connecting with what you feel like you do know, and do you trust your inner knowing? Do you believe yourself? Personal transformation, that's personal, so you would figure out how that relates to you. And revelation, maybe you're about to have an aha moment and be open to the aha moment, or maybe you had one and you're ignoring it. Now, this is from the Angels and Gemstone Guardians cards, which is my first deck. And here's Selenite again. So Selenite was on an earlier set that had to do with complementary healthcare practitioners. So here it is from the standpoint of divine guidance, connecting with the divine and allowing the spirit to flow through us and to hear, sense, see, feel, and know that intuitive higher wisdom. So this is about quieting your mind, which is very much on my mind, to help myself and others quiet their mind, because the incessant chatter can make us very agitated. So it's beneficial to calm those thought forms. And then the howlite, which has a lot to do with purification, but both of these to me have to do with the cycles of the moon. So we're approaching a full moon now. Can you tell? Have you noticed? I have. And then this one is from the Animal Allies and Gemstone Guardians cards. So when Spider shows up in my life, whether it's on a deck of cards like this or in real life, Spider's walking down, coming down the wall or whatever, for me, it has to do with paying attention to patterns of things that are going on, but also that I need to sit down and get some writing done. So me as an author and a writer, I need to do that. But maybe for you, if you're not in that profession or that part of your career, then maybe it is about taking time to journal. And the Picasso stone, which looks perfect because it looks like a spider web, is a matching gemstone. And this also has to do about remembering and working with your dreams and the dream time for self-realization. Owl medicine is seeing the unknown, hearing the unknown, being able to see what isn't being shown, to hear what isn't being said, to read between the lines, to read something and see what it's really meaning something else. So blue tourmaline is a matching vibration because it also has to do with our throat chakra, which has to do with hearing, seeing, feeling, touching, smelling, like all of that. I know I'm speeding up here, so let's go on to the next slide. And green tourmaline again. So green tourmaline was up earlier, and here it is again. And that does happen. So pay attention when you're pulling from a deck, or 3 decks, or 4 decks, or whatever you've got to pull from to inspire yourself, to give you an inspiration for the day or a message for the day. Believe in unlimited wealth. This one is the same card that was on an earlier slide, but I did this on purpose because I do want us to believe in unlimited wealth. And I love the second sentence. Well, it's believe in unlimited wealth and success for all. There's plenty for everybody, just in case you didn't know. I think you do know that. But to act philanthropically. So if there's something you can do to help others, even if it doesn't have to do with money. Like, for example, I used to charge for all my workshops. I'm the author of 9 books and 6 decks, and I'm not charging for my workshops. But it's my philanthropic action to help other people. So there's something that you can do that assists other people. Realize that infinite supply is available. Magnetize ethical, heart-centered associates. Now, I think this might be the last one, but here is from the Archangels deck. And so we have Celestite and Archangel Uriel and Charoite and Raziel. So to me, without reading the cards themselves, I want to tell you that this is about connecting and allowing angels to assist you in your life. You have to ask angels in order for them to assist. And also with Raziel, that has to do with, your intuition is pretty tuned in. You may not know it, but you are. Maybe you do know it, but if you don't, I would like to recommend that you start to believe your gut feelings, believe that intuitive insights that you have every day, all the time. I made a lot of these slides, didn't I? Because we're over time. So, turtle medicine, to me, when I first see a turtle, I think of it as not only connecting with the cycles of the moon, which I definitely think that has to do with that, connecting with the earth beneath our feet, but also steady progress, steady progress, steady progress. You may not be going super fast, but you're making steady progress, and you will make good progress by having patience and endurance. And then the goldfish, that's good luck. Imagine if you pulled the Goldstone card from one deck with St. Patrick and then the goldfish card from this deck. And there it is, the affirmation. I'm so incredibly lucky. So believe in your good fortune and you will have more. Now, this is the grand finale. This is the grand finale. So you can pull from a deck, two decks, three decks. You can pull from the Gemstone Oracle from the pile of rocks that we talked about last week. And so if you didn't catch that, it is on YouTube. It is on the homepage of thecrystalgarden.com. And here we have Flying Fox from Wings of Wisdom deck, Overcoming Darkness Rebirth, Resolving the Past. The affirmation is, I am a wise and courageous soul, renewed and reborn. Environmentalist. So this has to do with the triad. It has to do with um, taking care of nature, taking care of the beings around you in the environment, and your, like I like to compost, I like to garden, I like to feed the animals. So this is something that maybe that's something that will help you in releasing the past and overcoming, because I feel like those kind of activities help us heal. And then ant medicine. Ant medicine is very powerful, and they are very industrious, and they work in teams as community. And so this may be a signal to be more in community with others. Peridot, next to the Overcoming Darkness, the Flying Fox card, that's Peridot, which is healing, self-healing, heal or heal thyself. So if you are someone who does assist others on many levels, on any type of situation, and there's a lot of that you do for others, remember for self-care, to take care of yourself. For those of us that are astrologically aware, it's like Chiron in the chart. Appetite, the stone that's right next to the ant card. So appetite, for me, that would have to do with digesting life, taking time to integrate everything that's going on. The bottom right, that's actually red jasper. I mean, take some action, move, and that's ant medicine is that too. If now the upper three gemstones, which are the ruby and fuchsite, ruby and zoisite, and the heart, that is rose quartz, that has to do with love, loving yourself, loving others, allowing love in your life. Allow love. I allow love. I'll leave you with that thought. I allow love. Try using that affirmation all day, maybe for a week. I allow love. That's all. It's very simple. I allow love, and watch your life transform. It's very powerful. So I hope that this helped you in some way. You got some messages through this, but also how to use decks. There's an unlimited way of using them, but I think I've given you some ideas on how to use that to help yourself and to hopefully find more inner peace and harmony and calm and kindness, etc. So I want to thank you for watching, and go ahead and if you want to join me next week for another free event. I'll do the guided meditation at 5:45 Eastern Time, and then followed by the fragrant bouquet of aromatherapy. So I'm going to do a little mini aromatherapy workshop. I'm not going to be able to have any smell-o-vision, but you'll get the idea. So for those of you that don't already know, Thursday nights, starting as soon as I'm done here, we'll start our Shop the Crystal Garden from Home Facebook Live event. I hope that you'll join us. And if you can't stay the whole time, that's fine. Or if you can't come until later, we're often on until 9:30, sometimes 10. So be with us. It's fun and we have a great community. Thank you so much for watching. Margaret Ann Lembo signing off here. Much love, many blessings. May the angels light your path. Thanks for watching.